Welcome to the Schmucks of the Galaxy podcast.
Hi.
Hello.
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 Ew.
Hello.
It was like a Shrek hello.
For this podcast, I would like to either declare myself Danny Pand or Prick.
I don't know
But
where
what-
those
but-
came from.
But who are you really?
Danny Rand, because, Iron Fist.
No, I got that
Hand.
one. I
No,
don't know
we
where
got the
Prick-
joke.
Stick.
Okay.
Who are you really?
I'm Zach. Hi.
I'm Toby.
And I should have gone pee before we started because I really got to pee, and I'm also Ben.
I am the leader of Kunlun.
Shut up.
I am the Iron
That's 80%
Fist.
of the show.
Okay, go pee, and then me and Zach will
No,
talk.
that's fine.
Okay.
I'll soldier on.
Well, then pee right here.
I am the diabetic warrior of Kunlun, feared adversary of the donut.
Okay, let's.
Oh, instead of Deimos, it's the donut.
I'll stand my
What the fuck
goddamn
is
ground.
Deimos?
Remember Deimos? He's the bad. He's like the nega Iron Fist. He's the guy who's jealous of Danny Rand.
When did this happen?
In the show? Okay.
That happened in the show? I have no memory
In the
of
show,
that.
remember that guy who came from Kunlun to help Danny out, but he's actually jealous
Oh,
of Danny
yeah,
Rand?
yeah.
Oh.
In the comics, his costume he's like called the Serpent or something like that. Either that or like the Steel Serpent, and he has a green suit, and it looks very similar to Iron Fist suit. He's like a Venom to Iron Fist,
Interesting.
Huh.
and he wants the Iron Fist.
I want your fist, boy.
In the comic,
Fist me, boy.
in the
Yeah.
comic, people have stolen it from Danny Rand, but the thing is it only works.
How do you steal someone's hand?
magic? No, not his hand, like the power.
No, but like it's in his fist.
I don't know.
He killed the dragon,
The point
Cthulhu.
is
Ugh.
funny thing is that apparently having that ability only works with Danny Rand's biology. So if someone else takes it, it starts to kill them slowly until they get it back.
Huh.
That's just called lazy writing.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's review our thoughts on the other Netflix shows. So, Daredevil season 1.
I
I
loved
think
it.
we all
Amazing.
I loved
like
it.
definitely the pinnacle of Netflix Marvel. Like
Yeah.
without a doubt.
Vincent D'Onofrio is.
D'Onofrio.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Why is it spelled weird?
Denucolo.
Kunkel?
Isn't
he the guy
from Men in Black?
Ew.
He actually no, he is.
He is.
He played the cockroach guy.
Oh no.
Remember, I need more sugar.
That's him?
Yeah, that's him.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he was also in Law and Order and
That I knew. Full Metal Jacket.
Jurassic World. I mean, Jurassic Gerald.
Oh god.
There's no comedy behind
He
that.
was
I
in
just switched
Jurassic
the letters.
World?
Yeah, yeah.
It's
I
funny
have
because
no memory of
I
that.
think I turned to Toby and I was like, "Is that Vincent? How do you say his last name?
Kingpin.
Kingpin.
Defranfro?
Vincent de French
He was
fries.
amazing. The scene where he
Smash the guy's car.
with his
It's
smash
so
the
brutal.
guy's head in with the car door.
So brutal.
Ugh.
Then Jessica Jones.
This
Which
is
was
a more
alright.
controversial
I
one,
didn't,
but I loved it.
I didn't finish it, but I have to now after watching
Yeah.
Defenders, I want to go back and finish it.
This is what I'll say. I think Jessica Jones isn't as strong as Daredevil. And in comparison to Luke Cage, I think like first half of Luke Cage is better than Jessica Jones, but I think Jessica Jones is much better than the second half of Luke Cage.
I agree
I can
with
see that. I think when Marshmallow Mashmali,
Mahershala
Hersh-
fuck, Mahershala Ali.
yeah, when he
Don't fuck me up like that, boy.
spoilers right here. When he dies, I think the show kind of goes downhill.
I agree.
Yeah, he was definitely
Once,
the best
who was
villain
the
of that
villain
show.
towards the end? Was
Diamondback and,
once
and,
Diamondback-
Black Mariah.
yeah, once Diamondback really shows up, like I kind of lost interest.
It's
Yeah.
funny because Diamondback is so different in the comic books. There is that brother storyline. It's
Yeah.
only in the show.
Huh. I just like Mark. God damn it, Mahershala Ali.
Yeah.
Mark Karkala Lala.
My front.
Macaulay
smart-
Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin Ali. I love it.
I just thought he was amazing, and I wanted him to stay. I was really pissed off when he died.
Yeah.
But I like Shades a lot. I wanted him to.
Shades
be in it
was
more.
so cool.
I liked him
He's
too,
great
yeah.
on Sons of Anarchy.
And also, I don't know if you guys know this, but the lady who plays Black Mariah
Mhm.
is also the woman in Civil War who says, "You killed my son."
Oh yeah.
So there's I think there's a theory that it's the same character because it's like one of the very few times that one actor plays two characters in the MCU, and some people theorize that maybe Black Mariah is like it was maybe her actual son, or that she was actually like just trying to undermine Tony Stark. I don't know. Like, there's
Okay.
better explanations for
Honestly,
Right.
why not?
it.
Like,
I mean, if they're gonna say Punisher was driving the truck,
In Winter Soldier?
yeah, for no reason, then why not?
all they have to do is say, like, yeah, that's true.
True.
Yeah, and
Like,
then
does Miles Morales exist in the MCU? Yeah.
yeah. Well, now he does.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is, when they ask Kevin Feige, he's like, yeah, sure. Like, why
Yeah.
not?
I mean, for all we know, the X-Men and the Fantastic Four do exist in the MCU. They just,
Haven't shown up.
yeah.
Here's the thing.
And they never will.
I agree,
Yeah.
and I don't agree because
They shouldn't exist until we see them
This is
Yeah.
a
in
struggle
a
I have.
cinematic universe.
Yeah, this is the struggle I have with the MCU in that sense. Is even with comic books, but as a comic book reader, you learn to overlook loads of bullshit.
Yeah.
But one of them is like when people are talking about like why in each Marvel like individual solo Marvel movie do they not help each other?
Yeah,
And I still feel like
they probably should.
yeah, because
Yeah.
it's weird if they're all on the same day. Like that's
Yeah.
weird onto itself. And even if they're spread apart, I feel like with the exception of Thor and Hulk, who are like out of the planet,
Right.
it would make sense for Captain America to be like, "Hey, Iron Man, I need help."
Right.
Well, yeah. I mean, the whole Avengers team. Like, why did no one show up and
Yeah, but that's
fight
just
the
comic
hand?
books. It's,
Yeah.
it's very bizarre.
I mean, it's a
like it's just one of those things you have to accept with comic books. 'Cause,
Right,
Like,
exactly, yeah.
because then there'd be no threat.
here's the thing
because
about
everything would
comics,
just
though.
die.
There's never one solid set of continuity.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is the truth about comic books. So you can kind of in your own head place timelines wherever you want to.
Yeah.
Whereas with the movies, it's a little bit more concrete. That's why it's a bit
Yeah.
more of an issue, you
Yeah.
know. But to be honest, I feel like if anyone like complains that heavily about that, they clearly just don't understand
Like
that-
how it works.
how it works. Yeah.
Speaking of Punisher, Daredevil season 2.
I actually loved it.
I liked it a
First
lot.
half, I
That was-
really loved.
that was-
Second half is kind of weak.
Actually, that was the first thing of television in a very long time where I finished it, and I was like, I really want to watch that again right now, but I didn't,
Yeah.
obviously, because life gets, other stuff got in the way. But like, I watched it, and I was like, that was so good.
I think I liked season 1 a little bit more, but
Yeah.
just because of the way the Netflix universe is bothering me with how they treat the supporting characters. Because Foggy and Karen, I really liked them in season 1. Season 2 made me hate Foggy because all he does is complain and bitch and like put
Yeah.
Matt down, and Karen understandably does the same. And when they made us like Matt so much, or at least me, that when I see like these characters attacking him, I automatically just don't like them anymore.
Right.
yeah.
So that was hard. But going into Defenders, I mean, they weren't really a big part.
Yeah.
So I kind of forgot by the time Defenders came out. But was it just me, or did the launch of the show not like they didn't put a banner or anything? You know, when they put
They
like
did.
No,
really?
no.
I completely didn't see it.
I'm not even joking. When I logged on, I think
like
it was
I wouldn't
the-
have known it
the-
had come
I
out
think
if
it
you
was
hadn't
the
told me.
18th when it came out. When I logged into Netflix, I couldn't find it on the front page.
Yeah.
I had to go in my list because I already saved it,
That's
and it
exactly
was at
what
the very bottom.
That's exactly
I'm
what
not
I did.
even joking.
It was bizarre.
It was very bizarre.
Yeah, I do agree they could have done a better job advertising it. But back to Daredevil season 2 for a sec. All the first 4 episodes are like a masterpiece. Like that whole first part of Punisher's arc is
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
John Bernthal's great.
And I thought the actress Elodie Young for
Elodie.
Elektra.
Yeah, she's in Hitman's
Perfect.
Bodyguard, actually. It's
Yeah, dude, she looks straight from the comic books. Like she looks like Frank Miller's drawings come to life. She
Yeah.
was perfect. I thought the flashbacks were really interesting as well between her and Matt. That was like
Yeah.
straight out of like year 1.
And I like how they just tie it all together with Stick.
Yeah, I
Ooh,
agree.
I loved Stick.
I agree. I love Stick too. I just felt like the whole season was really strong, but then the last like 3 to 4 episodes of season 2.
I forget how season 2 ends. Oh,
Exactly.
that's what he finds the pit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
got really weak.
It
from
got
there.
because they were trying to set something else up.
Right, and that was a problem. But I gave it some leeway because I understood. But I also felt like it kind of got to a point where I found every character that wasn't Daredevil to be more interesting. Like I was more
Really?
concerned about Punisher and Elektra than I was Daredevil.
Yeah.
And it's just because they kind of put him on the side. Like they kind of put him on the back burner the last 4 episodes.
A little bit, but like,
Yeah.
and then they just completely got rid of Foggy and Karen. Like,
Well, that's just because it was Defenders. Next season they're going to
Yeah.
be back.
And what do you
I
think of
guess.
Iron Fist season 1?
I didn't hate it as much as
I
everyone
got to
points
the
out
9th
it.
episode and I stopped.
Yeah, I don't think it's great by any means, but I don't think it's like the worst piece of television.
And
Yeah,
anyone
I
who's
agree.
upset at the racism needs to get a life, because honestly, Danny Rand's always been white, and Yeah, sure. It's would have been nice had they cast an Asian person, but to make like
I
to
don't
hold it
care.
against the quality of the show. Granted, it doesn't help the fact that the show wasn't that great to begin with, but to hold that against the show, like in its own right, is pretty pathetic.
Yeah, I think Jessica Henwick was perfect casting.
Oh, I love Colleen Wing. She was the best part of
I-
the first
She
season.
was great in Iron Fist, but in Defenders, I
Yeah,
did not like her character.
I agree. And then I don't remember his name, but the guy that played Ward,
Ward was
I thought
really
was
good.
really
He
great.
was good.
I hated the bad guy.
Which one?
Bakuda.
No, Bakuda was.
He was also
he
he was
the
a
better-
bad actor though. Like in
Yeah.
in Defenders, I thought it was really cheesy. He's like, "Oh hello, Colleen Wing, I am here because
Our
I'm your
destinies
teacher."
are
Yeah,
aligned.
it was very odd.
Yeah, he's
Which bad guy? The father?
Yeah, he was awful. Not the actor. The actor was fine.
Just as a character, he
Just
was
a
a piece of shit.
Yeah,
But I think
just-
that was kind of the point.
Iron Fist is just one of the most unfocused pieces of television.
He's
I've seen in a
annoying.
while.
His show, and that's the reason I stopped watching his show, because I'm sick of Madame Gao. Like I like her as
The
a
actress
character,
is
and I
great.
love the actress. I think she's perfect, but they keep saying how she's like this super smart, like cunning woman, and she always gets captured, and then she always escapes through just pure convenience, and
Yeah.
it keeps happening over and over.
How does she have the Force?
And then
Like,
and
yeah,
she has
that's
the
a weird
Force,
question, too.
which they don't establish anything the hand
And
can
she's the
do.
only one in the hand who has that.
Yeah,
It's
well,
so
we don't
weird.
know
that bothered me.
what Sigourney
bit.
Weaver would have had because she was only they completely
Oh,
wasted her.
spoilers for Defenders, obviously.
Sorry, they completely waste Sigourney Weaver. She dies in the fifth.
The 7th,
Is it really?
6th,
It felt, but she
She
really,
dies in the 6th episode.
She didn't do anything that impacted anything up until then, except for resurrect Elektra.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was.
They spent so much time with her in the
She
beginning.
was underutilized, which really sucks.
You know what I find funny about Defenders is that Jessica Jones, Daredevil, and Luke Cage are like three of my favorite comic book characters, period. Yet I found that like Jessica Jones, despite whether people like her show or not, or even like Kristen Ritter, I thought her characterization and her universe was set up really well in her own show, and she was consistent.
Yeah,
And her personality was really awesome and badass in her show. But then in
It didn't-
Defenders,
it didn't mix well with the rest of them.
No, and not only that, but it also wasn't consistent.
Yeah,
I thought Luke Cage and the Luke Cage stuff and the Daredevil stuff
Yeah,
was really good.
yeah.
But then the Iron Fist
Which
stuff
is
was
bizarre
weird.
because Luke and Danny should have been the
I
ones
know.
to go well together.
well,
and then-
they did. I thought their
I
chemistry
thought,
was
yeah,
awesome.
but like in terms of their tone, like they need to be foils of each other,
Yeah.
and they were at times, but
The
not
show
always.
was very tonally weird because like sometimes it was really bright and upbeat, and other times it was really like it felt
Stick
like
was the best part of that show.
well, yeah, but like
I-
there were
that
parts.
actor's
The parts
incredible.
there were parts of it where like the tone of Daredevil was
Yeah, I agree.
like it took priority, and then other times the
It was
tone
Iron
of,
Fist.
yeah, Iron Fist, and then Luke Cage.
I think it was too much Iron Fist personally, just because all they do is sit around and Danny says, "I am the Iron Fist, defender of Kunlun, feared and a sworn enemy of the hand," and it's like you say that over and over, and I get that you're a naive kid, but you don't do anything. Like that's all the show. That's why I couldn't take it. I almost stopped.
Stick saved that show for me.
Yeah.
But I didn't hate it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I just felt
I
like
didn't hate the
pacing
show. I
really
just-
got helped by his
I shouldn't
presence.
say I was going to stop watching the show. I was going to skip over Danny's parts.
I see.
Because it's just, I can't, it's like when you watch a movie. Here's an example. I was watching season 1 of Preacher last night. I think it was the 8th episode. And towards the end, they show like this storyline of a cowboy at certain times.
Sure.
And
Oh, I know what you're talking
so
about.
the end of the 8th episode, they show the entire storyline of the cowboy again, even though we've already seen it. Same shots, like same order, same everything. And I'm like, why are you showing this to us again? And then after they finish showing it, there's a big reveal, which I won't spoil. And then the story picks up again, but it took them like 10, 15 minutes just to show what we've already seen. And I feel like that's all Iron Fist is. He's just saying what we already know. They're showing what we've already seen.
Yeah.
Kunlun, dragon. Like
No, I agree.
Enough. Just
But
do something.
what I will say is I found Iron Fist as a whole to be a much more enjoyable character in Defenders.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
I think
Totally.
you can tell.
I
as
stopped
soon as,
watching Iron Fist, but I finished.
Yeah, I
Defenders.
can tell that as soon as episode 4 starts,
When they meet up.
well, no, they meet up at the end of episode 3, but
True. Like when they sit down.
as soon as Danny figures out that he's not the only one fighting this fight, he immediately loosens up and is not as uptight and so wound up about life.
I don't know if it's the writing, like if it's that fall, or I don't think it's
I
Finn
think
Jones' performance.
No, I think it is the
No,
writing.
I don't think it's Finn Jones either.
I think Iron Fist is a very bizarre character.
He's supposed to be funny and goofy, and he shows no affection towards Colleen ever. Until certain moments, and that really bothers me.
I think Iron Fist, at least in this show and his own show, it's very apparent that, at least from what I gather, that the writers don't really know how to write him in terms of his personality because
I don't think he's meant to carry a show.
He's always
in the comics. He's usually supporting.
Yeah, and he works best with Luke Cage. You know?
Yeah, he's amazing as a supporting character, but as a lead, he's kind of weak.
Yeah.
But like right now, there's a Defenders comic
right.
with the main cast, and it's amazing. But at the same time, the Iron Fist solo series is really shitty.
Yeah.
Whereas Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Daredevil are all really good right now.
Yeah, it's weird because I thought he had good chemistry with Colleen in the show.
Yeah.
Up until I stopped, at least. And then in Defenders, it was like nothing. But they didn't make a plot point out of it. I don't know. Was I the only one that picked up on that? Because they're supposed to like be, pretty like in love, right? They've been through a lot of shit. Like she gets hurt when she gets slashed by Bakudo. Danny comes in and immediately like goes to Misty, and then they're holding Colleen and she's like injured. And wait, was it Misty or was that a different part? No, it was when they're in the alley.
What episode is this?
Sorry, it's when Bakudo first shows up and Colleen tries to fight him.
Towards the end.
Where was
it?
No.
This is the middle.
What are we talking about?
Episode 5.
Episode 5. Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's episode 5 when Bakudo tries to what's her face? Luke and Jessica are sitting outside the dojo, making sure that no one tries to take Danny.
I don't know what we're talking about right now. What?
I was trying to point out,
this does not sound like something that happened in the show.
Yeah, it did.
No, it is.
It did. I'm like, are you forgetting an episode?
What are we talking about right now?
How their chemistry was so good in the show, Colleen and Danny, and like when
they were in the alley.
No, okay, in Iron Fist.
So what are we talking about? What show are we talking about?
Iron Fist
or Defenders?
Iron Fist.
Oh my god.
Their chemistry is great, and then in Defenders, when Bakudo attacks Colleen,
right,
he doesn't give a shit. So I don't know if that was a writing issue or what, but like his priorities are just all fucked. And I don't know what happened with Iron Fist, but I didn't think he was used well.
Honestly, I didn't get that impression at all.
Really?
Now that I understand what the
Now
hell
we're on the same
that I
page.
understand what the hell you were saying, I didn't get that at all. I thought like as soon as he
was like very tunnel vision to me.
I didn't get that impression at all.
Really?
Yeah. I think you're just really mad at the Iron Fist character.
I don't know, because I think Colleen is well written at least, and then Danny just doesn't show anything for her except for when the script calls for it.
I agree.
And that's not Finn's fault. It's just that's the script.
I think
she's not well written though, in my opinion. I think she's
really
kind of weak.
I think she's better.
I disagree. I think that she was one of the supporting characters of like all the
she's
four,
better
of the four
than like
heroes.
Karen
She's one of the
up
better
until this
ones.
point.
Well, yes.
I think like of any of the supporting characters other than Misty Knight, she's probably like my favorite.
Sure, but I feel like that's almost unfair just purely because
I mean they're very different.
They're very different. She's like a
Karen doesn't
superhero
have an
character.
action role.
Yeah, and they're only on for a short period.
Yeah, but
so
like even then,
it's different.
disregarding the fact that what roles they have to play in the story in terms of how they're written and how they're played, like I find that I disagree. I think Colleen is actually, in terms of supporting characters, she was one of the highlights because I think like she has like a decent arc. Like one of the things I can say about her, and not about any of the other supporting characters, is that she had an arc. Because she's like, she doesn't know, does she want to be out there? Is she upset that she's not fighting with them? But she has to like come to terms with
It's
that.
funny that you say that because to me, I found that Misty Knight was my favorite supporting.
Yeah,
I found that she was just a plot device.
I think Misty Knight is just like a fun character to watch. But I found like Colleen Wing at least was the most engaging of the supporting characters because she at least had like some sort of progress.
I get what you're
I liked
saying.
her more in Iron Fist.
I agree. I just
Me
felt like
too,
she was
but
a
I
plot
felt-
device in here, and she annoyed me every time Danny like had a good idea. She was like, "No, don't do it."
Basically.
I
I mean,
don't
she
know
kept
how
him in
that-
check for
I don't know
most of
how
it.
that means she's a plot device. I just think that she's like.
Because I felt like they would use her to try to like prolong the whole group dynamic, and I also felt like aside from the Bakuto moment,
They kept them apart for
they didn't do
a
lot with her.
while.
Yeah, I don't know. I personally just don't feel like she added much to the show, but like
I think she did
I don't know.
by the end of it.
Yeah,
sure,
like
maybe it
she.
improved.
I
Okay,
think,
like,
yeah.
she
I
had
think
a-
like there's only so much she could add to it because it is
Yeah.
not. It's not her show, but the stuff when she was in it, I felt like she was
Yeah.
at least. Like I can't say that just
Yeah.
what her roommates, the heroin addict or the post heroin
Yeah.
addict, like
Oh, the
I,
black guy? I was like, what do you say?
yeah,
Oh,
like
okay.
I don't give a shit about him.
I
I
forget
don't-
his name. Wait, are you talking about Jessica Jones?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
like the person in her.
Raymond or whatever. I don't
yeah,
remember his name.
Malcolm.
Everybody
Malcolm.
loves
Why do I
Raymond.
think Raymond?
Yeah, like I don't care about Malcolm. He's not
Yeah.
an interesting character. I don't really care for.
No,
like,
I didn't either for Malcolm.
like, I
yeah.
Like Trish, I didn't really
yeah,
care.
I don't care for Trish very
Right.
much. Like,
Not that they're bad. It's just they don't do anything.
yeah, like some
Right.
some of the supporting characters.
Well, that was
and-
my point in the beginning. Foggy's become to me like a
right.
Trish.
But and I think that in Defenders, some of the supporting characters they work as supporting characters for the Defenders.
Yeah.
Less so, but some of them less so in the Defenders. Like Karen Page and
Yeah.
Foggy, obviously very important in Daredevil, but I felt like they didn't really mean anything substantial in here. I think Colleen
Yeah.
I
Wing
liked
and Misty
Karen
Knight.
and Matt's scenes together though.
Yeah, but I felt
That's the difference. Picture Karen and Matt, think of their scenes and how they act together, and then picture Danny and Colleen.
I get that.
Like,
yeah,
they're-
I get what you're saying.
It's
Just-
bizarre.
yeah.
no,
it's
I get that.
It's like watching Broadway and then going down the street to a local theater. Not that one's bad. It's just that it's like one is more real to me.
I guess. I think it also might help that there's been 2 seasons of Daredevil,
Probably.
and Iron Fist was 1.
I'll say this.
and we've had more time for those characters to
I
develop.
think both of you were saying really valid points. I'll give you this: Colleen Wing's character does become more crucial to the plot later
Yeah.
on. by
Doesn't
the
she
end.
team up with Misty?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the comics.
but
anyways.
I just
With her
feel
Tony
like
Stark bionic arm.
I
thing?
just don't like the Colleen Wing character. Like I think in Iron Fist, the show she made.
Well,
she
should have
I
just
really
been
liked her.
like she could have just been Iron Fist. Like they're kind
Oh,
of they're
dude,
kind
I
of
would have much rather
they're
had
kind of
that.
similar.
I would have much rather had that. I just felt like, for me, she's kind of just a stereotype.
In what way?
The Asian samurai karate teacher.
girl, yeah, who's the karate teacher, yeah. I just,
She's more than that, but her origin is like if you
Yeah.
if
See,
you
I disagree
if you
because she's
distill
not
her-
like the one who like she'd be more
She's-
she'd be a straightforward stereotype.
if she
if
was
she
a
was the-
Kunlun monk.
Yeah, and she was the one who taught Iron Fist. Like she's just someone
Uh-huh.
at a local. She teaches like kids on the street kung fu.
Like, she's not,
and
like-
she's the apprentice.
She's
I don't think she's a
not,
stereotype at all.
She's not like the ancient one.
No, she's not. Well, yeah, like I don't
I
think she's
still
a
think there's
stereotype
an
at all.
irony to the fact that the show's racist for having a white guy be like a martial artist.
Right, and then they have Colleen, who's also a
Yeah.
very big part.
Yeah, I found that to be kind of humorous. I also found that, I don't know, I think Jessica Henwick just rubs me the wrong way.
Really,
sometimes.
I actually
Why?
really like her.
I don't
Yeah,
know what
me
it is
too.
about her. I don't know. I forgot what it was, but I
I
think
guess
it's
we're seeing your
something
true
to do-
colors. You're racist.
Maybe. Why not? But I don't know. I just feel like her character to me is kind of bland, but like I don't hate her character.
I can
you could
see
do
it.
more with it.
I
I
thought-
just find her to be bland. you
Yeah,
know?
if she was played by anyone else, I wouldn't like her.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
just liked Misty Knight a lot better. I felt
No,
like
I
her
think-
scene,
like
she had
I
a lot
said,
more
I think
information.
what I was trying to say is that I think
Misty has
Misty
more
Knight
charisma.
is definitely
Yeah.
the most charismatic supporting character of all the shows. But
Oh,
I
for
do
sure.
think that
Foggy used to be, and then they just
yeah,
fucked
but
him
I
up.
think that in
Yeah.
response to your point, I do think that Colleen Wing isn't a terrible character. I think that there are characters that were less engaging, like Sigourney Weaver.
That was all. I don't know what
yeah,
the point of
but
that
Sigourney
was.
Weaver they didn't even try to develop.
But
at least
what-
for Colleen Wing, they
what was the
attempted.
point?
Like,
They didn't try with her.
They didn't establish they tried to establish that like Electro was like taking the throne. Electra, that Jamie Foxx was taking the throne.
It's my birthday.
That like Electro was like supposed to view her as like a mother, and then when she killed her, like she was ascending to the throne. Like they tried to be. They thought it was smarter than it was and more grand than it
Right.
came across. But she was wasted. She just basically her part was she opened up a lot of pill bottles and then just sat and listened to music.
Yeah.
Again, all the Daredevil stuff and all the Luke Cage stuff and Defenders specifically was
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
The Jessica Jones stuff was wonky.
Was there that much?
No,
There
not
wasn't
really.
a lot. It was
Like
more
I
the
felt
end-
like
beginning.
I felt like Jessica Jones' contribution to the Defenders was the
Getting the
least.
plot started.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. She helped
No,
get
I
the plot
think
started.
Because
that-
of the
and
arc,
was it.
she had the whole architect thing.
Yeah, she helped get the plot
Right,
started.
but
After that,
what
yeah.
I'm saying is that like her corner of the Defenders universe had the least to contribute to.
Yeah, I
this
agree.
Story
You're right.
at all.
Yeah.
You could argue that it's because she didn't really want to contribute.
No, but I mean in terms of a writing standpoint.
No, I know,
No,
but
no,
that's
I
I
think
think
you're
that's what
100%
they're
right.
trying to do.
Once you got past like the beginning where she had that whole like weird call hand situation, you're right. Her contribution disappeared almost entirely.
Yeah, she was just
Yeah.
one of the two superpowered people.
I don't know.
Well, I
My
guess
thing
Danny
is,
has
what I
superpowers.
found so weird with her is like when she was talking to Luke Cage, she was genuinely like the Jessica Jones
Yeah.
I remember from her show.
Right.
But with everybody else,
I liked her with Matt when
She
they
did
when,
Yeah,
Wait,
like I
in
thought her
the-
chemistry with Daredevil and Luke Cage was, and even with Iron Fist a bit.
Yeah.
No, okay. With
Well,
Daredevil,
they didn't have much of them
Yeah.
together, so
I don't know. With Matt, it was kind of mixed to me because I felt like she was kind of. In the beginning, I guess it was fine, but at points, I felt like she was kind of a caricature of herself, where they
In what
kind of
way?
really
like just
played up
the
the
smart
tough
ass,
as nails smart ass, and I felt like at times it didn't feel
like when she
natural.
threw the car through the Chinese
Yeah,
restaurant.
yeah. I'm not saying that like that's not her character. Just sometimes it felt like they were when writing it for certain.
Well, yeah,
lines.
sometimes she'd be like, I don't want to do any of this. Fuck you guys, and then she would be like, No, we have to do this.
Yeah, I think that there were just inconsistencies, and I think sometimes they're like, "Oh, she's a smartass. We got to throw in a cool,
Like a
smartass line."
snarky,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I felt like sometimes like it would kind of take away.
She's a
yeah.
sad smartass. She's not like a
Right.
Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Right. I just felt like there are certain moments where like her smartass comments work perfectly because that's her character, but there are other moments when I feel like even Jessica Jones, being as she's involved, would take it seriously, or not even that. Just I don't know. I just felt like some of her comments kind of detracted from certain scenes. Like the stakes are really high.
Yeah, it's like they
and
should
then-
have given that to Danny.
Yeah.
Yeah, Danny didn't annoy me though so much. In this
Really,
at all.
he.
By the end,
I just feel like he didn't do anything. He was either captured or saying that he is the protector of Kunlun, the immortal Iron
Yeah.
Fist,
I won't-
sworn enemy
yeah.
of the hand.
I won't lie though, I was
Over and
cracking
over.
up at the finale. The whole show was like all the fight scenes during the
Finale
season.
was bizarre.
Yeah, the beginning, like the Chinese restaurant fight scene,
Mm-hmm.
or that was really cool.
In
And
episode
even
four,
the beginning,
in
yeah,
episode
first,
four,
yeah,
I like how they split them up visually. Like Luke Cage had
I
the yellow
agree.
tint,
Yeah.
like stuff like that. I thought that was nice
the
Yeah.
first fight scene was really good when they're all together in
In
the building
the-
in the
yeah.
Rand Corporation.
because
that
they
was
filmed it
awesome.
like a Daredevil.
Yeah, that was really good. I just felt like the last episode was so bizarre, and I also felt like it had all these tonal inconsistencies. I couldn't
It had
understand
a weird,
where they were
the
going.
weird false ending was
yeah,
bizarre.
The show felt like it had the Return of the King levels of endings. Like it felt like
Yeah.
it ended 15 different times.
I felt like
in
there
the
were,
last
like-
episode.
I agree.
It felt
yeah.
like each episode, or at least maybe the first 4 episodes and the last. How many episodes were there? 8.
8.
Yeah, it feels like the first half and then the second half had a different crew,
Yeah.
like a different director, a different crew than the second
Yeah.
half.
I'd agree with that. I also
I don't know if
found-
that's true, but
Yeah, I also found some of the the confrontations between characters or dialogue to be kind of weird. I also this is the biggest problem I had with the whole show.
Okay.
Powers and consistency with abilities was all over the fucking place the whole season.
that's true. Like how she would throw a car and then get hurt by like
A
all
normal
these little
person's
normal.
punch.
Yeah.
She's stronger.
What pissed me off is that
Yeah.
like Luke Cage is bulletproof, and I get that
They completely forgot about the Luke Cage bullets that they had in
Yeah,
Luke
but
Cage.
Yeah, I mentioned that
that
too,
never
yeah.
came up.
But I don't know if they established it before or if they didn't, so maybe it's just me, but the idea of like him fighting ninjas and then being able to like throw him, maybe it was just me.
You
like,
should be able to deflect all their swords.
well,
like,
it
shouldn't be a threat.
like he's so strong on the outside, he should be able to just like catch their like. I'm not saying he has good reflexes because he's like sort of like a tank,
But he shouldn't be
character.
hurt by them.
Well, like
The smoke, the weird like toxin moment. With
like
Stick
that
made
made sense.
Yeah.
But like other than that, like
Well,
when
Elektra made sense.
he's fighting
too.
with the hand, and they're like,
Well, she had enhanced abilities, right?
Did she have enhanced abilities?
I think so.
Okay, that
I
makes
don't think
sense.
she did.
She like threw multiple people across rooms.
Well, I thought she was just a ninja.
Dude, wait. What
But
about
that's not consistent. Either.
I don't know.
What about the Iron Fist, where like he punched Luke Cage across a room, and then when he punches Elektra, she like barely moves.
Yeah.
That really bothered me. The only consistent character was Daredevil,
Matt, yeah.
and that's only because his power set is just enhanced senses.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That really annoyed me because Jessica Jones legit can throw cars. She's stronger
She
than
can
Luke
fly,
Cage.
or
Can
glide, or
fly.
whatever.
Whatever, yeah.
Or like leap.
Well, the
Yeah.
truth is, in the comics, she can fly, but it's an underdeveloped power, so she can
Okay.
only use it for spurts. That's why she
Gotcha.
can jump really high. She's actually flying for like 2 seconds. But I just felt like if she can fucking like throw a car and get thrown through buildings, how does a normal ninja's punch?
I know,
like, really
hurt her.
I don't know.
I don't know. If they explained it with one line, like, "Oh, these are enhanced ninjas," I'd be like, "That's good enough for me. Like, I'll
Enhanced
take it."
ninjas.
If like if the what was
Superpowered
the
ninjas, I'll take it. All right.
if the black sky fueled their
The
veins.
force powers, Madam Gao
They
ever
didn't
had force
establish
powers
that. No,
in
they
any
didn't.
other
It
show?
was just that was the
Did she
weirdest
not do
part.
that in Iron Fist?
No.
Didn't she punch a wall, or was that Danny?
He punched his walls.
She
Yes, he does.
No, but I vaguely remember.
He punches walls.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember what Reagan smash.
Oh god.
I don't remember what show it was, but she's fought someone before.
No, you're right. I think there might have been one
Price
scene
is
in Iron
Right.
Fist.
Probably. Madam
Preacher.
Gao edition.
That really
Ew.
annoyed me.
I don't like how they have her character. She's just irritating. She's kind of she's a MacGuffin, but like as a human.
Yeah.
She's just a
She's
convenient
an
for the
epic
plot.
muffin.
Sure. But then I thought they were gonna set up like a betrayal arc with Madame Gao and Sigourney Weaver, because they had that line where
Well, they set up multiple betrayals that never.
Yeah, they did. You're right.
Like everyone wants to kill Sigourney Weaver, and then someone always walks in and is like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna drop off this Iron Fist over here."
yeah.
And they're like, "Okay, we're gonna put this betrayal on hold for now."
And then Madame
Yeah.
Gao comes back and she goes, "Hey, I want your job." And then she goes, "No." And then Elektra stabs her and kills Sigourney Weaver, and that's it.
Rip.
Yeah.
There was
um,
no point to that.
God.
Can I just also address this? They could so easily do an Iron Fist costume, especially with how great Daredevil's costume
I know.
looks.
Well, they all could have had costumes, but Matt, it's like the three normal people and then like the kid that likes to cosplay, like with them.
No, Iron Fist should have had the mask.
I don't know if they've
That's all
established
they
him,
have to give him.
but they haven't established like him getting that.
Yeah, I think there are people theorizing that because at the end of the show, since Daredevil sort of
Yeah.
tells Iron Fist to take care of his city, that Iron Fist
he's
is
gonna put a
gonna
mask on.
well, that he's gonna take over the mantle of protector of Hell's Kitchen.
So he's gonna wear the
So
scarf,
that's why
like
he's
Matt.
that's
had.
why he's gonna
Okay,
be
that's-
that's why he's
yeah.
gonna sort of because no one really knows who Iron Fist is. They know who Danny Rand is, and they even know who the Devil of Hell's Kitchen is, and even Luke Cage or the Hero of Harlem, whatever. But no one knows who the Iron Fist is because he hasn't really like broken through like
Yeah.
that. He hasn't like broken. I don't know how to put
He didn't
it.
bust Kingpin. Like he didn't do anything.
I see. He
that's
hasn't got his
noteworthy.
name out there.
Yeah, he doesn't have a
Yeah.
He
reputation.
fought a
with the
shadow
people.
organization,
So like
no one's gonna know.
Iron Fist, like Danny Rand doesn't really have a reason to like dress up as a superhero yet. The same
I
way
guess,
that
but the
just
prior Iron Fist did when they were looking at the footage.
yeah, but
it
that
was
was
a
like
warrior garb.
yeah, but that was like when they were in World War II or something when they were like fighting Nazis. And
I
shit.
guess, but I don't know. I always assumed I could be wrong.
He
'cause
got
I
the
don't know
suit from
this.
Kunlun or whatever.
Yeah, that like it was part of their culture. It was
Yeah.
like the Iron Fist is a certain god.
I think they didn't want to dress a white guy
I
as
don't
a
know.
monk.
Possibly. I thought
No,
that
honestly.
That mask is not something that a
I
monk would wear.
don't know, but
Honestly,
like that's the only other thing I can think of.
honestly, I
Yeah.
thought that they didn't bring up a costume at all. I just thought that them showing it in the flashback in the first season was like an homage to like his costume, but they'll
Yeah.
actually like bring in a costume. For
Okay.
him.
I mean,
Yeah,
Matt
yeah,
didn't
bring-
suit up until the end of his first season.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that was different.
I guess.
That was different.
yeah, because
you
he had a
payoff.
costume, but he also had a costume to begin.
Right,
He had
and there was
the-
a payoff with the
Yeah.
full suit.
Yeah.
Also, can I just say the suit in Defenders for Daredevil looked great.
Yeah,
Mm.
Season 2 suit looked a million times better than Season 1 suit.
Yeah,
It's just kind of
absolutely.
weird.
what are those things that Daredevil has, like the sticks?
Yeah,
What are they called?
I don't know what
They're,
called. They're batons, I think.
Like nunchucks sort of things,
They're-
but not really.
It's like two nunchucks that could extend in
Yeah.
the middle
Because like
on
Yeah.
a string.
my favorite part of the show, hands down,
Oh,
is
and they're like, that's so cool.
no, yeah, in episode 5 when they're like they have help from someone else. Who? The devil of Hell's Kitchen, and then they cut back to the place they're all hiding, and then
And they have Harambe
Dared-
in the chair.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Isn't that his name? Is something like Harambe or Gwembe?
Oh my god!
No, that's literally his name.
Oh my god!
What's his name? It's the
Could you just call him a ninja person?
it's the South African guy.
You just exhausted me.
Oh, we are so bleeping
I'm
that
sorry,
out.
but
We're
it's-
so bleeping
No,
that
I didn't
out.
mean it like that.
Jesus
What's his
Christ.
name? It's like Hembe.
Do you
or,
kiss your mother with
or
that mouth?
Gwembe. I don't know. What's his name?
You kiss your mother
Tell
with
me
Harambe's
his name.
lips.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god!
Tell me his Tell me his name.
I don't even remember. Dude.
See? I'm gonna look it up.
I don't remember any character's name. Like Sigourney Weaver's just Sigourney Weaver.
Alexandra. Checkmate, motherfucker.
I don't remember her last name.
I'm impressed, frankly. Bakudo and Madame Gao, and that's where it ends.
Yeah, I don't remember
That's
his
literally
name.
his name. Is like something close to that.
Defender's white hat. Could you just call
Sawande
Sawande?
is close enough.
No!
I'll give it to you. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Could you just call him the African guy and not make the indirectly extremely racist slur?
Oh no. I should have said Gwende instead.
You should have said Gwendolyn.
I should
You
have
should've
said.
said
You
Zuzana.
could have said
Yeah.
anything else, but you chose Harambe.
It was on the tip of my tongue.
Okay, let's move on, guys.
Yeah.
Let's get over this Harambe. Harambe.
Well, I done goofed.
Yeah.
What was your point
I don't fucking know.
about Daredevil's? I don't know anymore.
It was cool. That's what I was trying to fucking say. It was really
Whatever.
fucking cool.
He's in our hearts.
Jesus.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Dicks out for Sawande.
Dicks out for Daredevil.
Even though while that like works, dicks out for Sawande, that's perfect.
Oh.
I'm so
Where
sorry.
did that even come from? Why did people say dicks out for Harambe?
I don't know.
Is it because he was like the supposed
I heard
like,
it was
super
because
handsome girl?
I heard it was because the kid put his dick out when he jumped into the enclosure. I don't know.
That is
What?
Holy shit, that
don't
did
know.
not happen.
It clearly didn't happen.
Yeah, if you watch the video.
I don't want to watch the video.
Do you remember those articles where like it'd be a zoom in on Harambe's face and it would be like the one gorilla that all the women are talking about?
Oh my god.
All right, let's move on from the
Jesus
Sarambe.
Christ.
I'm pissed off that Stick died.
Yeah.
Oh, can I just say this? The show.
No, you can't fucking know.
Is your name Sawande?
My
Dicks out
name
for,
is.
Dicks out for Zach.
Dicks out for Stick.
Ew.
Sticks out
Sticks
for Dick.
Honestly, when Stick showed up, I thought the show improved like vastly when he was on screen, and then when he died, the show like
Dude, what the
got so
shit?
much weaker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
miss him.
actor is so good.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have killed him off. I genuinely think that was a mistake.
Do you think they're gonna bring back Stick and or Elektra?
in the
for-
comics?
I don't know
they've
what
done it, so
happened to
why
his
not?
body.
He just got a stab wound, so they can
Yeah.
definitely bring him back.
But where did they just leave him in there, or did they do something with him?
I feel like I
don't remember.
when the police came because they all
No, the
woke-
police found his body.
Uh,
Yeah,
Okay.
because they found 2 dead bodies. Misty Knight said that to Jessica
Stick
Jones.
was great.
But do you think Elektra's gonna come back? Because they obviously showed that Daredevil is alive.
Well, then so is Madame Gao.
Maybe.
Oh boy, you're so happy about that,
It's
aren't
just
you?
convenience.
I want them
She
to finally
escaped
do
for
Bullseye in
convenience.
Daredevil season 3.
I think they're afraid.
Well, I feel like they could,
They're
but
doing the Born Again storyline, so I don't know if they
well,
will.
I don't. Bullseye isn't in Born Again, is he?
No,
no, not
it's
that I
Kingpin.
remember. It's Kingpin.
They could probably put him in. I mean,
Do you know the
they've-
basics of Born
Yeah,
Again?
yeah. It's
I mean, Bullseye could be the
basically
assassin they send.
the Dark
after
Knight
Matt.
Returns, but for Daredevil.
Yeah,
Where-
that's how
kind
I
of.
was. Yeah, that's how I would.
Actually, yeah, that's a
describe
pretty
it.
good way of putting
It
it.
is. The only difference is Born Again is like the Dark Knight Rises,
but
more
but
like
better.
yeah, because basically it's where everyone finds out who Daredevil is, so they ruin his
Yeah.
life,
Yeah.
which is cool. I like that idea.
But that happened before he ever ended up with the nuns, at least in the comics, right?
I believe so. Yeah,
I think Kingpin somehow finds out. I don't remember who.
Karen.
Oh,
Page.
Karen, yeah, because she's addicted to heroin and she sold Matt's identity for drug money.
Just like Harambe.
Isn't it funny that Frank Miller wrote Born Again and Dark Knight Returns?
It's great.
I mean, it makes sense. They're basically the same story.
Well, honestly, Daredevil and Batman
Are
are
Pretty similar.
very similar.
yeah.
Is it? I know this is controversial, but I kind of like Daredevil better.
I like Daredevil.
All right, I'm calling it a quit.
No, but wait,
Yeah.
I like Daredevil. I wish I could put Daredevil in Batman's world
Yeah,
because I like Batman's
guess.
villains more.
No, don't get me wrong. Batman's great. I just feel like Daredevil feels more grounded than Batman
Yeah.
does.
Well, obviously.
So for me, I just like the grounded feel a little bit better.
Yeah. Other than the hand element, Daredevil's pretty grounded
Oh.
in reality.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'd agree with that. Batman has like Ra's al Ghul
Yeah, I mean
and the League of Assassins, so he has a ninja clan too.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's comic books.
the Court of Owls.
It's preference, you know. It's not It's not an objective.
No,
thing.
yeah, no, I
Yeah.
know what you're saying.
Because Daredevil, I'd say like Daredevil as a whole, storyline wise,
'Cause
Batman
he can
has
be-
a million better storylines.
Yeah,
Oh,
Daredevil
absolutely.
can be
But
more
I just like the
brutal
worlds,
than
yeah.
Batman, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so. All right.
Batman has the potential to be more kid friendly, but Daredevil is like material wise very dark and like
Yeah,
doesn't really go out of that.
he's like adult Spider-Man almost in a weird sort of way.
I can see
Mm.
that.
Because you know that when Daredevil first came out, they actually wanted to cancel the series at first because they were like, "You're just ripping off Spider-Man. There's a guy in a red suit swinging
Jesus.
from building to building and is really like lean and athletic."
This is the
Things like
comics,
that.
right?
This is the comics. Yeah, this is like in the '60s though.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know,
the weird
Simpler
age.
times.
they didn't want Spider-Man to be a thing. Stanley was like, "I have a
Was it
kid
the
superhero."
'60s when they like
They said no one wants
got
to
rid
read
of the
that.
Joker? They're like, we're not.
70s.
'70s.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts on the Defenders?
I apologize for my Sawande.
Yeah, yeah.
It wasn't a slur.
Yeah,
it
you
was an
du-
accident.
You dumb bitch.
Listen, it's a good show.
Even if we bleep that, it's
Yeah.
gonna be taken as like something
know what?
so much worse.
Yeah.
It's a good show, just as a lot of areas where it could be tidied up. But I think Defender season 2 is going to be really good.
Yeah,
I hope so.
I think it's gonna be, and now I'm not saying I think this. I think just from what people say, in terms of how Avengers 1 and Avengers 2 happened, where they established Loki and Loki's the main villain, and that worked out very well. But then Ultron came in, and people didn't really like Ultron that much. I don't think that. I thought
I
Ultron
mean,
was a
James
really good
Spader is
villain.
amazing.
I think it's going to be sort of an opposite situation in Defenders, where they established the hand so much throughout this
Now we're
entire
all sick of
universe.
them.
Now the hand is basically over with, and now when the Defenders come back, they'll go up against something with a clean slate.
Yeah, I just feel like this series almost felt like a prequel, where it's like we're setting up the team. In
Yeah,
Defender
because it
season
didn't really
2.
feel like there was a team yet.
Yeah, exactly. And Defender season 2 is like when you're actually going to
They
have
can
the
get all
whole
that.
team.
They have
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
bullshit out of the
Because
way.
like I feel like that was the same situation with Daredevil season 1, where Daredevil, yeah, it's Daredevil, but it's the origin story.
Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah,
But with Defender season 1, it feels like part of an origin story.
for sure.
And I feel like with season 1 of Defenders, even though there is a resolution, a lot of it, the way it ends, is definitely setting up other seasons.
Such an abrupt ending.
It was
It
just. It
definitely
didn't feel like
was.
they accomplished.
I
Much.
feel like this. I don't want to make it sound like we hated it, because we obviously didn't. We all enjoyed it very
enjoyed it.
much, but there are obviously a lot of glaring problems, and I think the biggest problem was like clashing tones.
For sure, I'd agree.
Yeah, and then the fake we killed Daredevil with 20 minutes left.
I
in
mean,
the
yeah, we
episode.
obviously knew they weren't going to kill him.
I know, but they
It was
just
unnecessary to even
they
try
waited.
to fake kill
Yeah,
him.
Yeah.
they waited so long, and then all we get was one little scene.
Yeah, that was a bit bizarre.
Even though it was almost like a 1-to-1 remake of the Born Again image.
Yeah,
which was nice.
I don't really have much else to say.
Yeah,
about
neither do
Defenders,
I.
to be honest.
It was probably, I would give it
How many Harambe's out of 10?
probably a Sawande out of 5,
Zach?
which is a 4.
I would give it.
3.5.
So what are we rating it out of?
Sawandes to Harambe's.
Okay.
An accurate unit of
I
measurement.
would give it 7 Sawandes out of 10 Harambes,
All
which
right.
makes no sense.
It makes perfect sense.
All
Their
I'm
names
going
are
to
so
give
similar.
it 1 Vincent out of
right.
3 D'Offernos. No, I'll give it 6.5 Matt out of 10 Murdoch.
Ew.
Yeah. Anyways, thanks for listening. We're really sorry.
It wasn't intentional.
Please, in spite of everything,
I'm not a bad person.
don't be afraid to subscribe. Share our channel and our content.
Imagine if there was a fan base called the Sawanders.
You know what? You realize when you say that shit out loud, someone's gonna start it.
Yeah.
And it's me.
Ugh. We fucked up. We fucked up so bad.
How can I undo what I've done?
You can't.
Okay.
There's no going back.
Well, looks like I gotta jump in a gorilla enclosure now.
Okay, goodbye.